Okay, this video is going to start where we left off in another one. So this was your basic 2.5 wood fire here where we're just moving along the companies. But if it got larger or we needed to add stuff, I want to show you how to add in extra divisions, section chiefs at this time quickly and easily. So we're under the add tab still. So again, make sure the add tab's highlighted. Information doesn't work. You want to be under here. The first box you see here is populator. This is going to add in your command staff or your section chiefs. So if we want to create an operations section chief, we would click it. And let's click on logistics for now. Let's click on safety. And let's click on intelligence investigation or joint information. Let's click on joint information and hit OK. So it creates these positions for you. So maybe we take SOC, we say SOC up to joint information. We move them there as the JIC, and we hit OK. We can move 39 into the operations section. We can make someone a safety officer. But this is where you're starting to create this now, where we can then drag around and add these divisions into different areas. So we have the operations section chief here and the logistics section chief here. The great thing about this and what the program helps on is it is really truly a division of labor. So the operations section chief can handle his stuff. The logistics section chief can handle his stuff. So if we had a logistics section chief, he can take the populator and drag it into logistics section. And say he wants to show his children. Say he wants to create a medical unit and a communications unit and hit OK. Down the road, if it got bigger for him, his span of control required him to, he can actually then create branch directors underneath him. But the way that would work is you are the incident commander. And if you decided I'm going to take truck one and give truck one the logistics, you bring it over here to logistics, you say move there as a subordinate. It is up to the logistics section chief then to assign him into that area and you would see it. So he'd say we're going to just simply put truck one to the communications unit and move them there as a subordinate. You see those moves at the incident command, although you didn't have to make them. You just assign him the resources that he might need. He puts them where he wants to put them, and you see those actions happen. That is the benefit of this program. It's always adjusting the org chart, moving it along and fixing it to it. And it is definitely the division of labor. So let's add a branch in. And when we go to bring a branch in, I want you to take a note of this. Shows you where you can add a branch. You can't put a branch under a division, right? Because it's ICS, but you can put a branch under a section chief, and we can put them underneath here, a different branch under the communication unit or the medical unit and add a branch. But you cannot just drop them underneath a branch. Let's put this in here under incident command for now. And let's call this the fire attack. We'll call it FA. And if we want to tell the communications, we can say it's on FD channel 2. Just so you can see that. So now we have the operations section chief. Now here's where it's a good thing to come over here and right where this line is and shrink this down over here, allowing us to see more of our org chart. Now we can simply assign companies underneath fire attack, or we can move entire divisions. If we want to move this entire division 1 underneath fire attack, we can. By the way you move a division under a branch is the way it would reflect it. So right now, if we move division 3, it would show 1, 3, then 2. So if you want to keep them in order, put them in the order that you're going to want to see them in. Give the program a second. Sometimes it takes a second. If you drag them here and you put them here like that, it's going to go. May take a second. Great benefit to the program, you can see it's constantly organizing your structure, right? So let's say we're going to take all of fire attack and put it under operations. We can simply do that. It'll move the entire thing underneath operations. We may want to move the medical under operations. We'll slide the medical over here. It's going to start breaking it down. Say we're going to assign, and in 16, he was in rehab. Now let's see truck 4 out of rehab. And as the incident commander, you're going to assign him to the operations section. We're going to move him there as a subordinate. It's going to give him a resource without an assignment into one of the branch directors or the operations section chief assigns him to something. So if we assign him to the medical, he can go in. We can put him here under a division. He'll go right in. Same thing would happen is if we took engine 16 and assigned him to fire attack. Because it's a branch now. So by being a branch, You have to then assign that person to that branch, where you want to put him. So you can see where he came up on a different line here. When he came up under the medical branch, see how it was higher? This is telling you that he's reporting to the operations section chief. And when we gave him the fire attack, it went below a little bit. It was attached on the same line under fire attack. Now, fire attack can assign him to where he wants him to go. That's how we can move all this along. That's how this program is very adaptable and can really keep control of your org chart by simply moving stuff along, seeing where they're at. Again, if you have a big org chart, a lot of resources, easy way to do them is find them over here. We can also, under group, say we want to move Division 1 and we were going to move them to logistics. You can move them from here. It'll move the entire Division 1 over to logistics for you. That's a benefit of the program. You can move divisions and groups amongst each other. It would track to keep it, move the resources. We can move it back. We can move Division 1 simply back by simply clicking it on, moving it to a different group. That is how the program is designed to move. So if we took Division 1, we could turn around, put it back to fire attack. It's going to move it back to fire attack. Now, we couldn't put it under medical because medical is a branch in this case. Medical was a division. You want to make medical a branch and you had to upgrade it. You could put medical in the trash. And then you would have to add and create a medical branch. And this is why this is also very important to understand. If you're creating a medical branch or you're creating a triage branch, and you know in the future that you're looking to break that down into divisions, it has to be a branch. Do not make it a division, because if you make it a division, you cannot put another division under a division. So very important. If you know we're doing triage and it's on a train derailment, we got multiple cars and we're going to break down divisions, or we got an active shooter and we're going to break down floors and we're going to create divisions, make sure your medical branch is a branch. That, but also underneath that, make sure your triage is a branch. So then you're able to add divisions underneath that. And you'll see this here now. Now you're capable of adding different divisions underneath here. We can call this one Division Alpha, just to show you. And when we create that, it's going to put this as an unassigned resource. Same thing will happen here. You got to assign it and where you want to put the person. And then you can put them in charge. So that is how you would add anything. So here's the populator again. It'll tell you where you can add, because we can add into the operations section chief. We can add into the logistics still. Now, say we wanted, he was getting big in the logistics section. He wanted to create a branch director. He can hit create branch director, and it will put communications and medical unit under the service branch. He went back in here and he created the support branch. He clicked on show children. He can say, give me facilities unit, and hit OK. Automatically does it for you, automatically starts breaking it down and keeping that under control and really helping you along with ICS and explaining to you what ICS is. So here we wanted to add a strike team. You can add a strike team anywhere underneath any of these. If you wanted to add a person is coming to the scene. You can add a person anywhere you want. So if you were to add a person to operations, you type in the person's first name, John, last name Smith, and say he's with DEPP. You can put that in there. Or actually, let's change Smith because we used it once already. Let's make him Jones. DEPP. And you can give his phone number again, how you contact him. It's save and close. It does not like enter. It will give you an error. And now, see, it's asking me to assign him somewhere. And I can assign him over into fire attack as a subordinate. But it's going to give me an error again. Not an error. It's going to tell you now fire attack's got to assign him, and he's going to move him over to medical. And now he's under that division. That's how you track and add somebody in. If you want to add a resource, you can add a resource here. You can manually add it. We know engines are EN, so any engine is EN. You can add EN4, which add an engine. Touch the save and close. Do not hit enter. It'll give you an error message, and I'll show you that in a second. So you can add an engine in that way, or FD39, FD31, or we know here we can also go here, hit the edit, hit add the resources, and also add them in. Your technical specialist you can add in. If someone's a technical specialist, you put in their name. and how you want to communicate with them. Now, one thing, if you add in a technical specialist, there's not a tab up top to just go find them. So it is a lot easier if you put them under here under a person, and then we can find, like you see, John Jones from Deep, John Smith, and this is the way you can communicate with them and where they're located. So that is important on staying in control. So that is, as you're getting larger, how to add branches, operation section chiefs, and all your section chiefs and your command staff into the call.